Hi. I'm really excited because I finally did this. I've had this in my head for a long time, but I just haven't been very creative lately. And the other day I just decided it was time. I've had this frame for probably 20 years, maybe 30. I don't know. It's been a long time. And I've used it for so many different paintings and whatever. And I wanted to use it for my mini museum because it's, kind of cute, kind of pretty. Uh, the scene is actually done with stencils, and so I did a video on that, which is coming up in a couple of seconds here. But I just wanted to let you know that this was a good way for me to get back into doing something creative. Okay, I found my stencils. I will be I kind of panicked a little bit because I thought I had uh, hid them well enough I couldn't find them, but here they are. Okay, this one is not what I'm going to use, so I'm going to put this back in the drawer. Pee-pee. You come and watch. Okay, so this is the background, and then this is the okay, I really do need to get the frame and put this on in the frame. I think that's going to look really nice. Nothing's ever simple. Alright, let me move this out of the way so I can move this up a little bit. So what I want is the skull to be, on the edge. So I don't necessarily need the entire skull. I can, but I don't necessarily need the whole thing. Alright, so like that. And then this one, if I do it like that, yeah, that doesn't work that way, does it? Okay. It was intended in the original, from what I can remember, that it was more in the center of the writing, and that's not what I want. I want him to be right there. So I think that's where it's going to end up. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But I think that's going to look really cute. And then I also have this crow, and I absolutely want him here somewhere. Now, in the other one, I have him, just the part of him, but I think I do want, more of him. But then there's the feet. I guess I have to keep him that way and just not do the feet, just like he's yelling at the skeleton. So maybe I'll do him at an angle and just not do the feet. So we'll see what happens with that. Once I get this part on, it'll go on top of that. So that's my thought. All right. But isn't that a gorgeous frame? I have had it for many years. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead, and these stencils are not in good shape. They were pre-owned, and they were kind of ruined, and I did figure out how to clean them up well enough. I like how that looks. I wish I could have bought another one that was, but that's okay, because I really don't want to make, hundreds of these. So now I have to figure out, where do I want That's where I want that guy. So that's how I'm going to have him sit. And then the bird will go right about there, I think at an angle, but I'm going to have him just looking up to the skull. Now the other one that I did is centered on the piece of wood. I just don't want this one centered. So let's see if my chalk paint is still in good shape. No, I don't. I have found that sometimes they dry out and they're no good, but you know, yeah, I don't know where my applicators went. They're here somewhere. Well, I have spent the last 15 minutes trying to find where I put the squeegees for the chalk paste. I have no clue. I must have hid them very well. But that's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. As long as it works, I really don't care. Now I have these. I have had these for a long time, and it looks like this is pretty thick. So, I mean, I haven't done anything with them in months, so they do need to be rehydrated. So I'm going to use one of these, maybe this one here, to stir it. And just rehydrate it. I probably won't be buying these again because they're kind of expensive, and I canceled my subscription with them because I just felt like it wasn't really helping me in any way. I bought quite a few things that were on clearance and, you know, specials and stuff, and some of these you can get several out of, and some you can't. So I don't know. At first I thought maybe it was just me, but I don't think so. And I like regular stencils because they last a long time. It's still way, way, way too thick. And that's what I like about, you know, stencils. You can reuse them, and you can do a lot with them. I forget what these are called. These aren't actually called stencils, but can't remember. All right, so let's see if I can get the rest of this off of here. I think my kitty's into something. I can hear something going on. All right, well, let's see. Where's the other? I better go check. You never know. Yeah, she found a plastic bag. That's what she does. All right, I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to put it like there so I know not to paint it there. I don't want to paint it there. So yeah, okay. I think we can do this. Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to give it a try. If it doesn't work, oh well. All right, let's go ahead and full coverage is not essential. Actually, this works really well. I had not used one of these. I was using what you were supposed to use according to them. All right. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't matter if the writing is showing through the skeleton part. I just didn't want it. I'm gonna just do a little bit of this kind of stuff, just kind of here and there. It doesn't have to be a full here. I think that'll work. That's good enough. I don't need it to be perfect. Okay, like that. All right, so this is the, what is it called? This is washable paste. And it is called Dune. That's the color, just in case you wanted to know. And remember, folks, I do not sell anything here. This is not my thing. It would be lovely to make some extra money, but all right, let's see how that looks. Now let's see if I like it. If I don't like it, I can always put it back on. Come on, get on there. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work there. That'll be just fine. All right, let's get this off. I have a tray here full of water, so I can stick it in there and keep it wet so it doesn't damage this stencil. Because I really don't want to lose that stencil. I really enjoy what it looks like here, and yeah. So here we go. I'm gonna put this one right about there. And this one is going to be white. I need my wipe so I can wipe all this stuff off. This is it washes off so easily, so, you know, I just don't want to contaminate the white with the Dune. I don't know what that would do to it, so I just want to make sure. You know, I got a bunch of these silicone scraper things, applicators, and I don't know where I put them. When I was reorganizing in here, I apparently hid them very well. I know I said this already, but it's like, but I kind of like these. I think I'll just go ahead and get a couple more of this particular type and go ahead and do it. All right, so this is the white, and I bet you by the looks of it, yeah, it's pretty. I don't know if I can rehydrate that. That's going to take at least 3 or 4. And I think I'm going to use this one instead because it's a little smaller. Oh no, that's not going to do it. Oh, boogers. Well, I have some that I made, so I'm just going to go ahead and let this sit, lid on, and hopefully I can reuse it. Not today, but all right, let me see if the one I made this last year. No, this is not one I made. This is one I bought off of Amazon. All right, let's see what this one looks like. Oh, this one's nice and creamy. Okay. It's very creamy, but it feels like it might be too creamy. Yeah, I think it's too creamy. Okay, so I think what I'll do is add something to it because it needs to have a little bit of substance. I don't want it to run under the stencil. Now this, I don't know exactly how much I need. I'm just going to take a little bit. That looks about like a half a teaspoon. Hopefully that's enough, or not too much. This works really well. This is Howard Chalk Teak Powder Additive. And I have found that this works really well. So, you know, whatever works for you. I know there's other things you can use, but this one seems to work really well for me. So it's a little thicker. I'm going to let it sit there and hydrate for a few minutes and see, or dehydrate a little bit. It's still runny. into this one, see if anything happened with it yet. This may be too far gone. These things are expensive. Wow. Oh, great. I ruined another shirt. Oh well. The life of an artist. Yeah, this one's definitely not doing what it needs to do yet, so we'll just sit it over there. I don't feel confident with this one. Ooh, it's a little better. What do I have that I can test it on? Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. Look at that. Yes. Just have to go about it a little carefully. And the thing about this is you don't need a lot of paint. You just need a little bit. Teeny bit. I'm putting the excess paint on an area that doesn't transfer. It just is just the green. Putting it there first so I can drag it. I have to decide how I want to do the frame. I'm going to paint it something, not sure what yet. Yeah, I think that did a good job. All right, let me go over it with this. Nice. Okay. That did a nice job. Okay, let me take this one. It's not perfect, but that's okay. This is the sticky part. I don't know. Let's see. Nope, nope, don't want that on there. No, no, no. There we go. I have my thing of water there, and that will help to keep it from drying into the mesh. Okay. I mean, I'm not drying it too much. I just wanted to get some of that excess moisture off. Okay. So now I need this skeleton chest part. All right. This is dry enough. I can do it. All right. Let's go over there. This is the rib cage. Let's see where I can. The best place to put it would probably be right there. Just like that. Now, this is not going to be as nice and clear as this one. This one has no bleed through or anything. This one does, but like I said, I'm not going for perfection on this. I'm just going for the look. All right, so we will go ahead and do this again. It is getting thicker. I wish I could get in this little jar. So I'm going to have to do the same thing, just put some on here and hope for the best. Just like that, and take this. Look at that. Okay, let's see how that goes. I'll have to clean that off before I can put this back on. That's okay. And remember, this is not part of the silk screen there. All right, let's see. Yep, this is looking good. Get a little bit more. It doesn't take much paint at all. All right. This little spot and this little spot did not adhere to the board. I can see it, so it'll probably not be very, very good, but that's okay. Like I said, this is not for perfection. This is just for the effect. All right. And definitely not perfection, but I think it's going to look really cool. All right. Okay, I'm a little worried about this, so I am going to pause and go clean it real quick. It's looking really good right now. I did find my jar of applicators. I put my, there's a towel that you get to clean, to dry these or detack them. And I had forgotten that I had stuck this over on the other table, which is dumb because that is not considered a wet table. I like to use different workstations. One is cutting so that if there's any wood pieces or wood dust or whatever, or paper dust, it stays in that location. And the other table is for things like, glue books and things where I'm just using a glue stick, that type of thing. Let me try this real quick. And there's a little 4 cube thing that I have for putting small stuff in, and that's where I had this jar. I had totally forgotten it. Okay, so now I want to figure out how I want to put this crow. Do I want him coming from the side? I want him like crabbing at him. I like that 1800 thing. I do like that. I'm thinking this is where I want it. Crows are such interesting birds. I really appreciate them quite a bit. If you are kind to them, they will remember you. And they'll tell their friends that you're okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get this on here. And just slap it on. This may need some more of that additive, the chalk teak, I don't know. But it's working, so I'm not doing anything with it right now. And this has been a lot less work using this tool. So I'm going to do some more practicing with this tool to see how I can make it better. All right. And as you can see, it doesn't take a whole lot of paint to do this, and it's pretty quick. So I think the Amazon paint really did good, even though it's a little watery. It was it will get better. All right, let's get this off of here. He's like telling him like, "Hey, your head's coming off your body." Okay, it is done basically. I think I could add a little bit of the writing maybe on this side. It's kind of hard to say. I was just winging it, so the problem is that has been wet, and I can't do anything with it until it's completely dry. So So I am thinking I should have some stamps that I could use. That would look nice. I have a lot of stamps for sure, but depends on, if they actually go with this, or there's some Halloween looking things. Let me see what I got in here. It could be more of a 3D type thing. It could be a stamp. Let me just look and see what I got in here. I have a lot of different things. I have some of these things that I cut out with my, yeah, see. Those could be, I could put something on them to make it look better. I just have to see if it'll work or not. That looks cool there. But I don't think that's what I want. Let's see if I got anything else. You just never know. You just have to work with things, see how they look. Looks like these are all just booze, and I don't think this is going to work. I mean, it'd be pretty, but I don't think it'll work. That's not what I want. Okay. So that won't work. All right, I'm going to put you on pause again until I find something. All right, I found a few stamps that will work. The number 13 is always a good number. So that could go anywhere. Let's just do that. And there's that one. That would look nice. Yeah, I just have to make sure they stay in their containers, otherwise I'll spend the whole day looking for them again, and I don't want to do that. So I have these boxes. I have some writing. I don't know if I like that. No, I don't care for them. These are getting dried out. That is so strange. I mean, I've had rubber stamps for years and years, and they never dried out. They were good. These, however, are dried out. So I don't know how long they're going to last me, but all right. I do have this one. This one has some writing on it. It's not the same, but that's all right. I can definitely put some writing there. Let me get this off of here. I don't want to ruin that. All right. I am thinking, I've never used chalk paste to rubber stamp with, so let's try it. We got nothing to lose. I can wipe it right off. Let's see if I have, here's a small one right here. Even these have gotten hard. Okay, so let's see, where do I want? Let's just do this corner. You can see I'm just barely touching it. And I don't mind if the edge has a little on there. So this is where I want it, just like that. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. So now I'm thinking maybe just the bottom part. Just to go up there, it needs something. It just looks kind of blah. Has no interest up there. I didn't think about that when I placed it. I should have put the 1838 way up at the top, but I didn't. So put it right there. That looks good. I'm happy with that. It's splotchy, but you know what? It looks cool. It's very cool. So I could do this. Do I like it there? Not really. Well, I'm thinking maybe just down here and do a little bit of this on the side. Now, let's see, got a little bit, just a little bit. Right there. And I don't have to do the whole thing. Perfect. I love how it looks. That is all I needed. Let's get this wiped off. I can rinse it off too, but right now I just don't want it to dry on there. And the Choc Couture stuff this is not permanent. This is washable, so it'll come right off. I just didn't want it to dry on. I didn't want to have to do any scrubbing, so there we go. Looks good, looks good. Okay, I'm quite happy with how that turned out. So I need the 13. I'll have to go up a little higher maybe. I just don't want it to look contrived, you know, like, oh, that looks good with that coming through the 13. I'm kind of liking that. Let me put the frame on and see what it looks like with the frame. I'm going to stick those under there because that's what I'm using. There we go. Put that under there. Let's get the frame. Let's get the frame in there. I mean, it's not perfect the way it's sitting, but it gives you an idea. Okay, there we go. Can we see? Do I need it there? Do I need it here? How does that look? Oh, I like that. I think this is where I'm going to put it. Yeah. That looks good there. I like it there better than down at the bottom. I didn't want it to look too perfect. I'm liking this. I think this looks really good. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the frame. I really like the frame is distressed from years and years of use. So I kind of like it the way it is. I could add some paint through here possibly, but wow, I really like it. I think this is where I'm going to put the 13. I think that's going to work. Okay, let's get this back off of here. I am so happy that I was able to complete this project for you today. I really, I was really stressed over it. I really was, because I just haven't been able to be creative. I guess it's time. It's time. Okay, let's get that back out of there. Get that back out of there. There we go. It would be nice to have another color just to break up the monotony. But the only thing I could do would be a metallic, and I have no other metallic on here, and I don't want to start adding more. Let me see if this has dehydrated any. If it has, I'll use this. No, it's still not. Oh my gosh. This is why plastic jars and containers are no good if you want to keep your supplies. Because this is only about a year old. I mean, it shouldn't be completely dried up like that. Even though I have used half of it, it still should be fine. I mean, I've had containers of paint for 20 years that aren't ruined. Okay, so what do I have that I could use instead of what do I have? What do I have? I'm looking up here and I'm not really seeing anything that let me see what these little I have these little bags of I don't really like them because it just wastes the paint. That's ink. I don't like ink. Nope, don't have it. Okay, well, and that's Storm, so that's not going to work. That would be too, oh my goodness, what do I have that I could use? I could use orange maybe. Now, this is a paint that I made myself. It does need to be rehydrated, but it is very nice. Yes, and I made it with that Chalk Teak additive. I made it at least a year ago. All right. Wish me luck. I'm going to hopefully... Oops, cat hair. All right, let's see if I can get that on there. I've never done it this way. I just thought I'd try it. If I don't like it, it's okay. You never know. Because I don't really want it to be perfect. I want it to be kind of abused looking. I guess that's the word. All right, let's see if I can get that off of there. All right, what do I have that I could put this on? Just need a piece of paper. There's one right here. Let's go ahead and stick that on. It's okay, but I think the color is just way too bright. So that's not what I want. I want something darker. And I think I see what I want right now. Okay. All right, let's do that. This is a good start. This just isn't what I want. Okay, so I have to rehydrate these. I'm going to have to really look at all my paints, I guess. All right. This one is called Saucy. This one's a little... Okay, it's a little... This one needs some water as well. Let's just see. Okay. Like I said, I don't want this to be perfect, so it's not going to be on A. Okay, that one had too much paint. I felt it slide. No, I don't like that at all. All right. Well, you don't know till you try. And I know I don't have anything I can use as a stamp pad for this. And I'm being lazy because I really don't want to spread it out and do it, but I may end up having to. Let's go ahead and do that just for the, see if it'll do that. See if I can get it to, see if that works. Not really. You know, some of these stamps don't like paint. I've noticed that. Some of them are great, some of them are not. So the only thing I can do is try one more thing, and use a block. Oh, I didn't even know that was dirty. Huh. All right, let's try it. Let's try it. Oop. Okay. Let's try it again. And this is dry. This dries so fast. So I'm not really worried about that. Okay, well, I guess that's not going to work. I've never used these. Maybe that's why. All right, let's see if that works. Don't like it. I see there's a problem. There is a dip right there. There's a dip. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why I'm not getting much out of this. Mistakes will be made, and I don't care. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm not getting the paint on the stamp in certain spots. So that's part of the problem. It's not all of the problem. I could be doing this better. I'm not a rubber stamp person. This is just how I like to do it. So I don't think I'm going to rubber stamp this. I have another idea. Let's see how that looks. This is the last shot. If this doesn't work, no. Nope, it doesn't. I don't like it. It's done. Okay. Well, let me do something else. Okay, this isn't exactly what I was hoping for, but it's in my stash, so I might as well use it. It's kind of small, but I'm not sure I like it. I could put it there. Gluing these little boogers down won't be, maybe I'll do it like that. It's just kind of not exciting. It's not exciting to me. It needs to be bold. Okay. Okay, I'll never get that back in there the way it belongs, and it'll get all bent. Oh, there's several sizes in here. Okay, I could do 13 and a half. Now that's going to have to go in some other package now because that package doesn't work. Okay, so let me find something else that has 13 on it. I couldn't find anything I liked. Nothing. I have tons of stuff. So I am thinking about this skeleton key. Just make it wonky. It doesn't have to be anything special. It can just be, I can put it there, I can put it here, I can put it all the way to the bottom. I'm thinking I want it right there. It just, you just need something. It's just too much empty space. I guess I'll just do it in the white. I don't really know if I want to add a different, I could put some gold or something on there, but I could always do it at another time. If I decide it needs more, then that's what I'll do. Okay, decision made. I don't like to do everything exactly the same, so, this kind of irks me a little bit, but all right, let's just go ahead and do this. Just like that. We just want very little paint, just enough to get in the screen. That is what I like about these. They just don't last. There we go. I like that. I think that's going to be very pretty. Not bad at all. You could do two. Yeah, it would work. Boy, there sure is a lot that came out under it. So, do I want... Let me dry it and then put another one in. Okay, the thing is... Okay, that'll work. like that. Because really, there should be two. I like things in odd numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4 would not work for me, but I like how this looks. So let's do this one. And since this isn't dry, you don't want that to actually touch it. It's just sitting above it. Yeah, this is going to work. See, you just never know. You try things and it doesn't work. You just try something else. This is going to be perfect. Well, as perfect as it can be for a human to make. And it may not be perfect to you, but for me it will be. It'll be exactly what I want. All right. Let's get that put on. Take this off. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yes. Skeleton keys. Very, very nice. I like the way this looks. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want to put a black stone on there for his eye. And then I'm going to put something in this center piece and that piece maybe. Just so something shows up. This I'm not worried about. I could actually extend that if I wanted to, or just leave it be. I'm probably just going to leave it be, to be honest with you. I don't really see any reason to change it. But I do like how that looks. And I think in the frame, it is going to look really pretty. So as soon as this is really dry, I will put it in the frame. You don't need to see me glue the stones on there, you know, the rhinestones on there. So, but because I'd have to go dig them out. I want a black one for here, and then for here, I'm thinking red. Yeah, I'm thinking red. But I have to find them, you know, because they're in a container full. Okay, I mean, really, what's a couple more seconds, minutes, whatever? Why not? What do I have that I could put this on? Here we go again. I'm definitely not prepared today, but I wasn't even sure I could get this far, but I did. So I'm very happy, and I'm so happy that this is done. It's been on my mind for a long time, and just need to get it done. And what is wonderful is it took away that inability to create something. All right, here we go. Now I have some purple, and I'm thinking I'm going to do the purple eye because it's so close to black. I don't really think it'll be an issue. I'm just going to do that instead of trying to find the black ones. I think I know where they are, but since I've done so much reorganizing, that looks so cool. Okay, so that's the purple. Now I need the red. I also have gold. So maybe I could do a red and a gold. Let's do a red there. We'll see if I like it. If not, then I'll change it. I don't want that one. And here's the gold. If I don't like that, I'll put the... No, it doesn't really show up. I'm going to just do red. Put the bigger one in the middle. Yeah. It just gives it a little bit of interest. It's, you know, it's decor. All right, let me get this glued on. This one glued on. Yeah, that's not enough glue. Where'd I put the glue? Come on. I hate these. Oh, come on, get out. I'm trying to use up my stuff. I do like that glue, but it dries out real quick, so I'm not real crazy about that part, but it does a good job. Okay, that's good. Get that one on there. Come on, we gotta get it done. All right, that looks good to me. It's just a little hint of something, and the light will shine on it, and it will show up. Could I have used glitter? Yeah, but I'm not really wanting it for this. So I'm quite happy with how that turned out. So now what I'm going to do is let that dry, then I'm going to put it in the frame. I'll take a picture of it, and then I will. Look at that. It shines. It's pretty. Even though that eyeball for the crow is purple, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. That's just going to catch the light. And it'll be up on the wall, so you won't even see it. I'm liking it. I think it's going to look perfect. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. Bye.